I'm waiting to go live on my YouTube channel, but for some reason, am I live? Am I live? All right, my YouTube channel is Uplift, Pass, Crossroads, Pass, like past, present, future. All right, yeah, I'm live. All right, cool. So I got a treat for you guys today on my YouTube channel, Uplift, Pass, Crossroads. Right, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I got the best YouTube channel ever. I got the best social media pages ever. I'll show you that in a minute. But on my YouTube channel, I got a playlist that means a lot to me. And this is the playlist I'm talking about today, right? This is a video that will go into this playlist, right? So the video I'm doing today is about it's well, let me rephrase that. All right. So this playlist on my YouTube channel is called Story Time. So this is where I take a story from my past or a folk tale or something like that, and I basically preach a sermon on it, right? And so for today's video, I'm gonna preach and just teach you a message that somebody taught me in college, right? And it really meant a lot to me. All right. So in college, you know how you meet people who could change your life for the better or change your life for the worse. That's what I feel like college is. That's how most people are. Like they either change your life for the better or change your life for the worse. That's college, right? And so for me, one person that changed my life for the better in college was a guy named Duval Young. Let me look him up real quick on Facebook. So this guy, he played football at Tennessee State University. That's where I went to college, Tennessee State University. So it's also the acronym for Tennessee State University is TSU. All right. And so this guy, he made my college experience amazing. So really, I only had him my first 3 years of college. Like this is, I could be around Duval. That's Duval right there. All right. So, but my first year of college, I really learned a lot from him. So this is Duval right here. All right. So Duval, he's one of them type dudes that I like how he explained it. But he's one of those type guys that when he walks into a room, before he was saved, when he walked into a room, the sea parted. And like he could go in a club and everybody would just move because they didn't want to mess with him. He was so big, right? Duval's about like maybe 6'3". I don't know how much he weighs, but you can tell he's a bigger guy. So like you don't want to mess with him. He used to play lineman at Tennessee State University. And yeah, so that was before he was saved. Everybody used to move because they were scared of him. But now everybody moves to his groove, like because he's saved now and stuff like that. So um, like just the energy when you're around Duval, like you kind of hype yourself up. You kind of get hyped, like because that's the energy he brings in, right? And so like being around Duval was a delight, man. Like he would just put a smile on your face. He would always throw quotes out. So that's why like I be posting so many quotes, and that's why I like hit you guys with so many quotes when I be talking and stuff. Really because of Duval, like he motivated me. And so like yeah, so yeah, one time Duval had a conversation with me, and we used to always talk. So like my college experience, there's certain people I would talk to for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like I mean, like in the wee hours of the night, like we just be talking about God, saying what our testimonies are, like ask asking each other questions, and we all answer it, like give the revelation that God gave us through the question. Like it was a lot of fun. So Duval was one of them people for me. And like, especially my freshman year, like I really missed him, like having him around because he kind of graduated after my freshman year of college, but like he was still around a little bit, but not as much because he got married and then he was like a coordinator at FCA and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, man. So one time I was talking to him, and he knew how much I wanted to be married. He knew how much I desire women and stuff like that. And I was just talking with him, and I was like, "Man, Duval, like I'm really discouraged, man. Like I just want a woman, man." And Duval was like, "Well, Sean, don't rush it." Like it's like he was basically like motivating me, and that's what believers do. We edify each other. Like we give each other the nourishment we all need in the seasons that we're in. When we feel like we're not getting the nourishment we need, and when we really need it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what believers do for each other. That's why it's so important to be around other believers and stuff like that. So like when I was around Duval, he used to always encourage me, uplift me, like lift me up when I was down and stuff like that. And so one time, I think I was really downtrodden about like, because I used to tell you guys all the time, like I used to cry myself to sleep in college all the time in my dorm room because I was single, like, and I never got girls like that or anything. At least I thought I didn't. They were around. I just didn't entertain them because I was waiting for my wife and stuff like that. And so, yeah, Duval told me an important message one day, and that's today's video, right? So I titled today's video, How to Know If They Are the One. I'm gonna say it again, how to know if they are the one. And Duval told me, Duval told me how I will know who my wife will be and how I will know is the one based on this analogy he gave me. So I told this video, this going to again my playlist on my YouTube channel titled Story Times, right? And this is where I just tell a story from my past or a folk tale or something like that that just means a lot, right? So it's a story. It's a story, right? So Duval, back in college, just in case you didn't know, I did the high jump at Tennessee State University. So Tennessee State University, just in case you didn't know, is a historically black college. So it's a HBCU. You probably heard that terminology before. And so this is where I ran track. And so I did the high jump to be specific, right? So this is my freshman year. I had dreads, as you can see. And then this is me my sophomore year. So yeah, this is me running, obviously. All right. But yeah, let's go to the event I did. So I specialize in the high jump. That's the main event I did and the event I love. Like I can't stand running. I actually hate running. It's a pet peeve of mine. And so the agreement I had with my track coach back in high school. So this is me in high school, all these photos with cornrows and stuff. And then this is me in college. So yeah, if you want to see my screen, go to my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads. And then if you want to see my screen also, you can go to my Facebook page, Sean Christopher Jenkins, my LinkedIn page, Sean Christopher Jenkins. I'm sharing my screen so you can see the photos. And then where else am I sharing my screen? My Trouble Don't Last, my Twitter page, X page, if you want to see my screen. Yeah, that's pretty much all the places I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, so check out these photos. But yeah, this is me back in high school when I did the high jump, and then this is me in college when I did the high jump. And so the high jump means a lot to me. A lot of times people confuse the high jump with the pole vault. And so the high jump is literally when you take your body and you jump over a pole. So you don't use a pole to jump over, to put in the ground to jump over a pole. No, you use your body, you run, and then you jump over the pole with your body over a pole, right? And so the YouTube channel name is Uplift, like, inspiration, motivation, uplift, past, like past, present, future, Crossroads, right? Uplift past Crossroads. All right, so yeah, I did the high jump. So the high jump, literally take your body, you run over you jump up and you jump over the bar and then you land like this. So that's the high jump, right? And so the world record, just so you know, for men in the Olympics is basically 8 feet. So some people can jump 8 feet in the air. It's not some people, it's only one person. He took steroids. But most people jump around 7'8", 7'6", 7'4", 7'10". That's the guy's record times. I mean, record heights. The girl record heights in the high jump is around 6'8", so that's the world record. So 6'6", 6'4", 6'2". So you jump anywhere in that range from a guy and girl, you will get into the Olympics. Obviously, I didn't get into the Olympics because my limit was 7 foot. So like, like I already know my limit. Like if I would have trained and did track since I was 4 or something, yeah, I would have been in the Olympics. But I only did it in high school, my sophomore year of. Yeah, that's when I started, my sophomore year of high school. I remember my freshman year, long story short, one of my football coaches, he's the offensive coordinator, Michael Duncan, I think that's his name. He saw me jumping over boxes during football practice, and he was like, I'm on my way, man. I'm doing these videos real quick. That was Sir Charles. He messaged me. I'm coming. I'll call you in a minute. All right, so what was I talking about? Yeah, in high school, long story short, everybody saw me jump. And yeah, I've been dunking since I was 13, so since 8th grade. And yeah, man, like one of my coaches saw me jumping. He was a track coach, and he was like, and the football coach was a track coach, one of the football coaches. And this is Coach Duncan. He asked me to do track my freshman year of high school because he saw me jumping and stuff. He saw how I was jumping. He was like, man, you need to do the high jump. And I told him, do I got to run? He said, yeah. And so I said, well, I'm good. I don't want to do track. And then he saw me that next year, my sophomore year of high school. He saw I could jump even higher. He's like, Sean, can you just do the high jump for me? He said, I won't make you run or anything. I just want you to focus on the high jump. I was like, okay, well, if you don't make me run, I'll do the high jump. So my whole high school experience of track was I did like warm-ups with everybody, my whole track team, but I didn't have to practice with them like that, like and do all the running exercises. I just did the high jump. That's it. So I used to just practice the high jump every day without coaching really. Like I just would watch the videos and try to figure it out myself. So my technique was all right, but I was still sitting in the chair. That's what they call it. Like literally you try to jump over the bar like this. It's called sitting in the chair. So that's like a no. You want to have technique and form to where your back arches like that and your butt comes up a little bit so your butt doesn't hit the bar on the higher heights, because that's what's going to happen if you don't have the right technique and form on the high jump. So it took a while for everybody to have this technique in the high jump. At first, everybody was doing Superman over the bar. Like you look back in the day, like when Wilt Chamberlain tried it, he was a former basketball player, or Jackie Robinson, people like that. Like when they jumped over the bar, they used to just basically jump over like this with the their whole body, like Superman over it, kind of. And you can only jump, basically you jump 10 feet. I won't say 10 feet. You jump like at least 10 inches less than what you could if you just had the right form. So this form, jumping over the bar kind of to the side and then, arch your back and everything, it helps you to jump over a bar at even higher clips and higher heights, because it's just a great technique. So maybe they'll come up with a better technique to clear the high jump bar. People used to scissor over it too as well. So y'all can look up what that is. But yeah, that's the high jump, man. So like this was my baby, as you can see, like the high jump. So Duval knew this about me. He knew how much I love the high jump, and I like just jumping, man. Like been doing this, since I was a kid, man. So like just jumping, not the high jump. But so Duval, he knew about the high jump and just knew how much how much it meant to me and stuff like that. And he did a story. He told me a story, and this was the story he told me. It wasn't really a story; it's just an analogy, right? So here it is. All right. So he asked me. He said, "Sean, you do the high jump, right?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, yeah, with the high jump, how many attempts you get to jump over a bar? You get 3 attempts. Every single track meet, you get 3 attempts to clear a height. So they set a height for everybody to jump. You don't have to jump that height if you don't want to. Like if the height's 5 foot, you can come in at 6 foot. Like I used to come in at 6 foot in high school. I'll tell you the reasons why maybe some other time. But I started off with 6 foot instead of 5 foot. Well, I'll tell you now, because like I'm shorter. So if I just jump and jump and jump and jump and jump at heights that I don't need to jump at, that I know I can clear, like I get tired on the higher heights. I have no energy for the higher heights. So I have to reserve my energy so that I can clear the bar on the high jump at the higher heights when I need the energy. So you don't want to waste energy at all and in track at all. Like that's the key. So a lot of people who coach track in high school and stuff, they don't know stuff like that. But so like yeah, in high school, I was smart enough to figure out like, okay, well I can clear 6 foot in my sleep. I'm gonna start off with 6 foot instead of 5 foot. Like that's the height they start off with in high school. So so there's no need for jump any lower heights than 6 foot if I know for sure I can clear 6 foot, right? And so because I need as much energy as possible to clear 6'4". And that's what I figured out too. Like especially in college, when I used to try to clear 6'10" and 7, especially 7 foot with the bar, like. You needed all the energy you could possibly muster, because like I'm only 5'9" and 3/4, so 5'10". So like clearing those kind of heights, like it takes a lot out of me. Like if I was taller, it maybe be easier, but even then, like you're still gonna find that limit, that height that gets you tired and stuff like that, right? And so yeah, so with the high jump, whatever height you come in at, basically, you get 3 attempts to clear that height, then you can get to the next height. Then you get 3 attempts to clear that height, then you can go to the next height. So when you clear it, you can clear it your first attempt or your second attempt or third, it doesn't matter. Well, if you clear that height, you get to progress to that next height. And so it's a competition. So other people come in and try to clear those heights with you. And whoever clears the highest height wins. And if people, somebody probably asking, what if people get out at the same height? Who wins? Like it's whoever scratches the least. So if I scratch at 6 foot 3 times, well, 3 times you're out. But if I scratch at 6 foot 2 times, I scratch at 6'2" 2 times, but somebody, and I scratch out at 6'4" 3 times, and somebody else scratch out at 6'4" as well. Well, the person who scratched out at 6'4" that I went against, they probably scratched only once at 6 foot, and that's it. So they won the competition because whoever gets the least amount of scratches, right? So that's the high jump. High jump can only be one winner, and it's whoever clear the highest height, right? So that's the high jump. And so yeah, so that was my event that I did in track. That's the event I specialize in. I suck at every other event. But with the high jump, man, I was it. Like just to like flex a little bit when I was at Tennessee State University. So I did that. I told you guys I did the high jump for them. So like I got my medal somewhere. Yeah, it's at my parents' house. I need to bring it here so I can have it forever. But I came in most track meets my freshman year when I had dreads. I came in first place. Surprisingly, and I didn't even jump the highest. Like in every meet, I came in first place. And then my yeah, and then in the indoor championship, I came in second place in the Ohio Valley Championship. So that's the conference that Tennessee State's in. I came in second place then, so that mattered a lot because I got a huge medal for the OVC conference altogether. And I was ranked 6, guys. Like I should not have came in second. So that's how God works with me, man. Like long if I try and I, do my best, like God's gonna do the rest. Like that's my testimony. Like I don't have to jump the highest, I don't have to be the baddest, I don't have to be the best. As long as I do my part, God will make sure I get mine. Like that's my experience with God, right? And so then, like with my sophomore year of college, there's a guy named Daryl Rice. Like I got some stories to tell you. So this will go in my story time playlist, just talking about my life and stuff like that. But there was a guy that came and ran track with me. They kept on telling me about him. I kept on seeing him my freshman year. Like God kept on like letting me know he was there. But his name was Daryl Rice, and he did the high jump as well. And he came to Tennessee State University to do the high jump. He did his best to be able to do it my sophomore year with me, and he did. And this guy, he could jump at least 4 inches higher than me. So like, if I could clear 7 foot, he can clear 7'4", like hands down. And he's shorter than me. He's 5'6", but he can jump higher than me. So like, long story short, obviously he beat me every track meet. Like literally, I came in second place to him every track meet. And I was the type of teammate. I used to always tell my teammates what to do, how to do it, like, and just help them out. Cause like with the high jump, long jump, triple jump, like just events like that, like it's all about scratches and like making sure you're at your mark and make sure your technique's right. So like we will all ask each other questions like, is my footing off? Where am I? Am I close to the bar? Like when I, pop up and jump up with the high jump, because you don't want to be kind of want to be like this guy. You want to be kind of further away from the from this little thing holding up the bar, right? Your foot. You need to be a certain distance away from it, so you give yourself enough leverage and room to elevate your body as high as possible, and then to let it float and stuff like that. So you don't want to jump right up on the bar because then you'll knock it over as soon as you jump up. You want to give yourself room to just elevate up as high as possible and stuff like that. So like so I would always tell my track teammates what they need to work on and stuff like that, like because that's what I want them to do with me. I treat people how I want to be treated, man. So I remember I tried to help out Daryl. And Daryl was like, man, why are you helping me out, man, Sean? Like, you lose to me every track meet. Like, you shouldn't be telling me anything. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Sean, like, you shouldn't be telling me anything. Like, if anything, I should be telling you stuff. I was like, Daryl, calm down, man. I'm just trying to help you out. And so he kept on, like, trying to say, like, I suck and stuff. I was like, Daryl, you need to stop. He's like, or what? I was like, Daryl, I just put my hand on his shoulder. And I said, Daryl, when it hurts you the most, God's going to bless me with beating you. He couldn't believe I said that. It's like I called him like the worst thing in life. He's like, what'd you say to me? Because he's a preacher's kid too. I said, when it hurts you the most, God's going to bless me with beating you. I had put my hand back on his shoulder. He was like, man, that would never happen. Like you never beat me. You never will beat me. I jumped way higher than you. And long story short, my last track meet, very last track meet, my sophomore year of college, like I came in third place in the Ohio Valley Championship. And again, I was probably ranked like 8, definitely ranked 6, something like that. And Daryl was ranked first. So Daryl should have beat me. And when I say ranked, I mean like based on our highest jumps ever in college. So my highest jump ever my sophomore year was 6'8". My PR, so personal record, my highest jump in college my sophomore year, my freshman year was 6'6". So each year I got better. So like I wasn't anywhere in the ballpark of ranking coming in top 3. But when you come in the top 3 in the championship track meet, you get medals and rewards and stuff like that. So Yeah, my very last track meet, I beat Daryl when it hurt him the most, like I promised him. And he said, he came to me my last track meet. Was like, "See, Sean, like you were right, man. You were right." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Sean, you said when it hurts you the most, God's gonna bless you with beating me, and you beat me, man." I was like, "Oh, I forgot I said that." And so yeah, that was my very last track meet, and that's why I was on the track team, man. Like God was just working with me with my track teammates and speaking to them through me and stuff like that. So it was a interesting experience for me, like altogether. But yeah, let's talk about what Duval said to me. So one conversation we had late at night, um, we were just talking about the high jump. There, Duval was asking me certain questions. He said, "What event you do?" I said, "The high jump." And he said, "How many attempts do you get to clear a bar?" You get 3 attempts. If you don't clear the bar, what happens? Like you're out. You don't get to be in a competition no more. You're done with it. And then also, how many winners are there, Sean? That was the last question he asked me. How many winners are there? There can only be one. Now you could tie, but technically there can only be one winner in the high jump, right? So yeah, Duval was like, "Sean, with the event that you do, I think God's talking to you. Like, I think God's trying to say something to you." And so I taught today's video how to know if they are the one, right? How to know if they are the one. And Duval says, "Sean, there can only be one winner in the high jump. So just like there can only be one winner in the high jump, there can only be one woman for you." Like, so just how like there can only be one winner in the high jump, like there can only be one woman who can be your one, right? And she's gonna be so good that she's gonna beat out the rest of the competition. Like she's gonna be the one for you, and you're gonna know it because she's gonna jump higher heights and meet certain standards that other women can't. She's gonna, elevate her game to levels and places that no other girl can do. Because again, like the high jumps of competition, the love of your life is competing to be with you, against all other women, and she's gonna shine so great that it ain't gonna be a competition because she's gonna clear heights and levels that that your wife, the one, she's gonna clear heights and levels that nobody else can. And so when Duval said that to me, I was just thinking about space, the galaxy, right? Like, that saying, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Like, yeah, just think about that. I want you guys to think about space real quick. Like when I think about space, I think about an image like this. Like, let me make it. You guys see it, man. I think about an image like this when I think about space. Like space is real pretty, man. Like, yeah, thinking about an image like that, an image like this. Let me make my screen a little smaller so we can see it better. That's better. Think about an image like this. I think about an image like this even. But like for me, like I just got an imagination, man. Like so when I say this, I want you guys to think about these photos, right? So when I think about like my wife and the woman that God has for me, I think about somebody who's gonna exceed my expectations. So like Duval said, like you have a standard, like when it comes to the high jump, they put a standard up that you have to clear. Like they put like a height up that you have to clear. And you don't get to say lower it. You don't get to say like I don't want to do that. Like you either do it or you don't. You either try to clear it or you can't. And that's it. They're not gonna like cheat for you. Like you have to clear the height that they set. And so like that's everybody. Like when it comes to relationships and dating and marriage and stuff, what are your standards? What are the heights that you have set? Right? So whatever height that you have set, like the woman for you, the man for you, they're going to be able to clear those heights. They're going to be able to clear those standards. Matter of fact, they'll be able to exceed them. And they'll exceed them so much that everybody else who can exceed them, they're going to weave out the competition real quick. Right? And so eventually your woman or man is going to be all the way in space. All the way in space, guys. Like, in heights and levels that only one person can get to. And you see, like, God had me do the high jump for a reason. Here goes one of the reasons, like, literally for a video like this. So I can tell you how to know if you're with the right person. How do you know if they are the one? If they are the one, they'll meet your standards. If they are the one, they'll meet the expectations that you have placed. If they are the one, you don't have to lower your expectations, lower your standards in order to obtain this person, right? You don't have to compromise, right? This person will literally exceed exceedingly and abundantly all that you can imagine or think. That's a scripture verse. Like literally, God does that. And everything that God has for you does the same thing. So, so like for me, like this is a testimony. Like this is a conversation I had with Duval about my freshman year of college. Like he was just like, man, like what event you do, man? Like how many attempts does it take to clear it? And he said, how many winners are there? That's what stuck out to me. Duval said, how many winners are there in the high jump? There's only one. And so, man, that's everybody's love life, man. There's only one winner. There's only one person who can like meet your standards and those expectations. And maybe there's more than one. Who knows? Because maybe your spouse will die and you marry somebody else. I don't know. Right? But like, yeah, when it comes to the love of your life, who you're looking for, man, like you don't have to compromise. You don't have to settle for less than God's best. You don't have to settle. Set a standard, set an expectation. And if people meet those expectations and standards, they're the one. And they're going to keep on meeting those expectations and standards. Every one that you set and you place, they're going to exceed it. Exceed it. Because the thing with the high jump, guys, there's certain heights that you can set for me. I'm going to clear it like that. Like, it's going to be at least like 10 inches. I'm 10 inches over it. Like, that's easy. Give me a competition. Give me a challenge. That's some people's wives and spouses. Like, when it comes to certain standards and expectations that we set, like, our wives and significant others and stuff like that, they can clear those heights exceedingly and abundantly. Like it's too easy for them. But for other people, they struggle with it because they're not the one. They're not the one for you. You see what I'm saying? So I titled today's video, How to Know If You're With the Right One. That's how you know. Right? There's only one winner. Let the competition like decide it for you. You don't have to lower your standards and cheat the game for them. Like actually let them play the game. There's only one winner, and it's a competition to be with you. So yeah, let them duke it out. There's only one winner. And so my testimony is like, I got the winner. Like when it comes to my girl, like I set the standard, I set the height, I set the expectation of what I wanted in a spouse. And every other girl failed. Every other girl couldn't meet the expectation and the standard that I set for them to jump, for them to get over. It's a hurdle that they have to overcome in order to be with me. And they couldn't do it. So if you're not with me, you're one of those girls, you know who you are. There's only one winner that won. Her name's Maya Alexis Evans Jenkins now. Like now Maya Evans Jenkins. So yeah, I changed her name. And she's all the way in space. That's how high she cleared the heights, man. Like my wife, like she met every single standard, every single expectation. She exceeded it. Like by a landslide. She's all the way in space now. I don't think she has a limit. And that's what Duval said to me. Duval said, whoever is the woman for you, man, she will exceed every standard expectation that you have. And do it so much so that she'll be all the way in space. So like, let me show you guys my wife, right? All right, so just so you know, this is my Facebook page, Sean Christopher Jenkins. I post every single day, man, like 4 quotes a day. And I cannot do videos. I try to do 2 videos on YouTube a week on all my social media platforms, so specifically YouTube, right? But I'm trying to do videos every single day. But yeah, here's my wife. You can see that she's my wife now. And we need to change that to married, but we'll wait until we actually have a ceremony with our family and friends. But we're married now. But yeah, here she is, man. This is my wife, man. So yeah, this is she's about to have a baby. So we got Zion coming, Zion Emmanuel Jenkins. Yeah, this is my dad. He married us right here. And this is her right here and me. Yeah, so you guys get it, man. This is the woman that God had for me, man. Like, my woman and whoever God has for you, bro, like, you don't got to cheat the game for them, man. You don't have to, like, settle for less. Like, whoever God has for you, man, like, they're going to meet the standard, man. They're going to meet the demand. It's kind of like a job application. I actually wanted to do this video a long time ago. Like, you know how on a job application you got prerequisites and they got stuff that they're expecting you to be able to do in order to get this job. And if you don't meet those requirements, they're obviously not going to look at you as a candidate for this job because you don't even meet the standard. Same thing with a relationship, man. Like, that just needs to be a separate video. But like, when it comes to a marriage, or to be in a relationship with you specifically, there's a job requirement. There's things that the person has to do in order to love you, in order for you to feel loved, in order to serve you, in order to be with you. This is what you need, and it's a job requirement in every relationship for the wife and the husband. And if you don't meet those requirements, then that's not the person for you. And that's today's video. This is how you know if they are the one. They're going to meet the requirements. They're going to meet the acceptance criteria. They're going to exceed them. Because you know how you get a job, you got to exceed the expectation, exceed the standards that they set. Like, you got to meet the demand more so than what they are asking for. If you do that, yeah, you're the one we're looking for, man. You exceed it. Like, yes, they'll pay you more than what they were going to pay the person who they were looking for, because you are more than what they asked for. But sometimes, sometimes people are overqualified. Let's go ahead and call it. Sometimes people are overqualified, and it's not the job for them. And that's not the person you're called to be with. This is how you know you're with the right person. It just flows, man. It just goes together. Like, it's the perfect person for the perfect job, at the perfect time, for the perfect relationship, for the perfect, with the perfect marriage, the perfect husband, perfect wife. I keep on going, guys. This is how you know it's the right person, man. This is how you know. This is how you know if they are the one. Right? Do they meet the job requirements? Can they clear the height? Is this their race that they should be in? Oh, that's another thing, guys. Like I told you guys, I did the high jump, man. I did the high jump. Certain events in track, you cannot cheat your way in it. You cannot finesse your way, right? The high jump is one of those events, man. Like, yeah, my wife just commented, man. She said on YouTube, Alexis, let's see what she said. She said, "You exceeded every hurdle, baby. Thanks, babe." She normally throw me off when she be commenting, but it's okay now. She can comment. All right, so all right, yeah, that's my wife. All right, she does videos on my YouTube channel too. Just scroll down my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads, and look for Maya. Maya poems and stuff like that. You can find her YouTube videos. She's gonna do cooking videos on there as well soon. But yeah. So guys, what was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. I was getting to some good stuff too. I don't remember what I was saying. Babe, you threw me off again. She always throws me off when she comes. Huh? What'd you say? What was I talking about? See, we live together now, so now I can just talk to her. What was I talking about? Were you even listening? What was I saying? Because you weren't listening. She said she was listening. But I don't think she was listening. She don't know what I was talking about, where I was at. But I was getting to a really good point you guys need to know, man. Just because I don't ever do this video again. But oh, that's what I was gonna say. All right, so guys, so there's some events you cannot finesse your way. If you suck at it, you will suck at it and embarrass yourself, like in track. So like you can't. Not everybody's called to do every event. So like those events for me, like that I think that are the hardest, that are really man events, like that are just. It takes a dog. Like even if you're a woman, like it takes a dog. Like you got to be crazy to do them. Like pole vault. If you're scared of heights, I'm scared of heights. I wouldn't do pole vault. I don't think you can finesse your way to do pole vault and get away with it. Like no, you gotta have a certain type of spirit to do the pole vault. That's where you take the pole, you stick it in the ground, you jump over it. Like when you see how high they go in the Olympics and like the really good ones, like they basically jump over a 10-foot building. Like I'm not doing that. Like with their bodies and land. You know how bad you can hurt yourself if you do it wrong. And if the pole breaks or something, like stuff happens all the time. Like you gotta be mentally like just strong and have a lot of strength for something like that. Same thing for like the triple jump. Like triple jump, that's a man event, man. Like it takes a dog, like a woman. Like if you can't jump, and then if you just don't have technique, so triple jumps not just when you jump in the sand. Triple jump when you take 3 steps, like 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's that one. When then you jump in the sand. Like if you can't jump, you're not going to make the sand. You're going to hurt yourself. If you if you don't have technique and your strides aren't long enough in the jump phase, then like you're not going to make the sand. Like everything just has to be like technique wise, like has to be like up to par to even make the sand. Especially when you have a standard and you have to clear like the highest, the furthest line back on the triple jump, right? And then another event that's hard that takes a dog, I would say the 400 meters. I mean, but you can get away with like, I don't know. I just feel like you have to be a certain type of, you have a certain type of body type, have a certain type of stamina, and have a certain type of speed in order to do 400 meters, right? Because as soon as you're done with the 400 meters, like I still did it. I did it. I feel like in college they made me run just to embarrass me, but like I mean, I'm glad I got to do it, so I know what to expect with certain events. So, like with the 400 meter, just run. Right? If you sprint it, which you're supposed to, right? But you have to time yourself, right? So you can just run as quick as times possible. So you can't. It's not a full sprint because you tire up like that. But it's basically like you got to run like 85%, and then you go 100 at the last 200 meters, something like that. I don't know. Ask somebody to do 400 meters. But anyways, if you run it that hard, like your glutes are going to be in so much pain in track. Like it's awful in a 400-meter race. It's literally 400 meters is just one lap around the track, but it's a sprint basically. And like if you do that, man, your glutes hurt. Like the back of your thighs is your glutes. And like it's so much pain, but like the more you do the race, the easier it is, and it becomes, and you're not in as much pain. I heard, but maybe I'm wrong. Somebody who does 400 meters can tell me that. But like, yeah, so like with that event, like you gotta have a certain type of mindset. Like, and then I'll even throw high jump. You can't just basically I'm trying to say, like, if you're not called to do a certain event and you don't have a certain body type, and you basically, even with the high jump, if you can't jump, the high jump's not for you. Like, because some people can, even with long jump, like I suck at long jump. I don't know why. Like, because when I jump so high up in the air, like everybody's in awe every time I jump. Like, so even with the long jump, I used to do the long jump and I would jump up on the board. So long jump just when you run into the sand. So you just jump over the board and then you jump in the sand. Like I used to jump so high coming off the board that I could hear the crowd. Crowd used to be like, oh! Like the crowd, the whole crowd. It'd be like, most people I heard was about, let's say about 45, 60. Like I heard everybody, oh! And then as soon as I land, everybody be like, oh, like you could hear it in the crowd. Like, so obviously I know with the long jump, I just didn't have the technique that I needed to have in order to thrive in that event. And also I would even argue I didn't have like the body type to do it either. Like, because I don't feel like with the long jump, you gotta have speed. Like I feel like the most successful people on the long jump are sprinters. Like, so like 100 meters, 200 meters, sprinters like that are fast. Like it can jump. Like yeah, you're gonna have some fun with the long jump. But for me, I just specialize in the high jump. So like my body types for the high jump. But that's funny too because like the best people at the high jump are people who can jump like me and that are like 6'4" and up. So if you look at the Olympics, I only see about 2 people of my height in the Olympics that are men. But most of them are like 6'4" and taller. Like, and that's crazy, right? So like, yeah, even with the high jump, right? I told you guys, I specialize in the high jump. Like, you have to be about that life in order to do the event. You can't just do any event. Like, I already know if I try pole vault, javelin, shot put, like I wouldn't have no shot. I don't have no shot in the 100 meters. Because with the 100 meters, fun fact, you got to have multiple gears to do the 100 meters. I learned this real quick. When they finally put me in a 100-meter race the first time in college, right? I didn't have to do running events in high school, right? I told you guys I only did the high jump. That was my agreement with my high school track coach. But then in college, like Coach Cheese didn't care about none of that. She was like, you need to run because it's going to build endurance for higher heights. I didn't believe her until I got to the higher heights and I was tired and I needed that endurance. But like, yeah, with the 100 meters, man, like, boy, first of all, that's when I figured I only had one gear. Like, first of all, I feel like if if they had an event where you could just start and run and it was like 20 meters, I would be the world champion. I'd be the best in the world. I could be Usain Bolt. Like my start is amazing. Like my start looks like I'm beating everybody. My start. right? And that's any race. Like the start is great, but in the 100 meters, it ain't about the start because it's 100 meters. It's a long distance to get to the finish line, even with 100 meters, right? And so with 100 meters, like you need about, I would say about 5 gears. If you have 6 gears or 7, oh yeah, you Olympian because them guys run a 9. I think they get like 9.7, 9.3, something like that in the Olympics. So they run 9 seconds. In college, they ran about 10, 11 seconds, right? So they're slower. In high school, they ran 12 seconds. Like I could run 12. Like that's nothing. So those are slow pokes. Like I mean, but it's fast, like for normal people. But for track, no, that's slow, right? So, but it's not even fast at all. It's not. It's like a 4.5, 4.6, 4.7. Like literally, if you run 12 seconds, that was me. So like, yeah, you get what I'm saying. But with the 100 meters, man, that event, like to get 9 seconds, you got to have 6 to 7 gears, bro. That means like you can get faster and faster as the race progresses. That means like when you hit 1 gear. So I got my start right. I told you guys I'm the best at starting, right? So I'm on the blocks. They say go, like the gun gets shot, and I start running. Like I start my form and everything. So that's 1 gear. Then once I, finally lift up off the ground and start really running, that's really my first gear still, but it could be argued that's my second gear too. All right. And so that's my gear, guys. Like literally just that. Like wherever that is, like after I jump up, pop up, and start running, come up to my form, like that's my gear. But in the 100 meters, man, those people that can really are great at that race and fast, like they run about a 4.3, 4.2, 4.4 in a 40 in football. Them people, man, they have multiple gears where they get faster and faster and just be gliding. You like, I still remember I raced somebody in 100 meters at Tennessee State University. It was some track meet at home we had. And they made me do the 100 meters. I was so surprised. I was so mad. Like, it's one of the first time they put me in the 100 meters. And the first race they put me in was 200. And I hated it. I'll tell y'all about that another time. It's so embarrassing, man. Like, because again, I start off like I'm going to win. Everybody think, man, he's so fast. And then the monkey hit my back on the 100 meters. Because, like, the monkey, when the monkey hits your back, that means, like, you can't go any further. That's one. Two is like your back hits a wall and like your back just gets tense in your lower back, and you tried everything to get further ahead and faster, but you got nothing left. That's what that's what it means when a monkey hits your back. Like that happened to me on 200 meters, guys. 200 meters, short race. But even I think it happened in the 100 meters, like at the end, because like I just didn't have another gear. I had nothing left to give. Like at all. Like that was it. And like, yeah, people who are great at 100 meters, man, they got gears for days, man. Like they have no limit. It's like Usain Bolt. I cannot imagine running against him, man. Like he's so tall. Like there's a difference between somebody fast and short, but like somebody tall, 6'4", and can run like that. And you're just gonna be looking at them glide, like wow. Like, and that's like, you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, yeah, going back to the video, man. How to know if they are the one? How you know if somebody's right for you? How you know if they are your spouse? How you know if they are the one God wants you to marry? Like, you're their event. You are who they're called to love. Like nobody else can love you like they love you. Nobody else specializes in this event of loving you like they do. Like literally, they are perfect and fit for this race, for this event, for you, right? And it kind of goes back. See, I knew I was going to bring up this scripture verse. I knew it. It's one of my favorite scripture verses. Like when Duval said, "There's only one winner in track. Only one person is going to win the race of loving you. Like they're going to beat out all the competition, all the other women, and it's not even going to be close." That's what Duval told me, and it was so true. Like that's what Maya did for me. Like and it goes with this scripture verses. One of my favorite scripture verses. So it's a promise from God. Like I tell you guys all the time, like a proverb is a general revelation made about life. A proverb. So the book of Proverbs in the Bible, every single proverb, every single verse in the book of Proverbs is a proverb. And it's literally an observation made about life. And from those observations, we can draw lessons from those observations. And if we apply those observations, those lessons about life that God has given, right? Wisdom, then we'll be successful, thriving, and prosperous in everything we do in life. It's a cheat code of life. It gives us the Bible is the answer to all the tests of life, right? So how do you know if somebody's called to love you? Genesis 2:18. Like literally from what I just said, like now everybody's called to do the high jump. I was called to do the high jump. My body, I've been dunking since I was 13. I can jump up as high as anybody else. Not the highest, but I jump way higher than the average person. Way higher. Well, way. Like I'm up in the air. Just gliding. I ain't Vince Carter, but I can glide though. I can glide. I wish I could fly, but I can just glide. I can't fly. That's how I jump, guys. I can glide, but I can't fly. That's my jumping, right? So, anyways, so the scripture verse that goes with this video, right, is Genesis 2:18. It says this. It's one of my favorite ever. This is where, before I even talk about it, this scripture verse is what I prayed about all during college. Like I told you guys in college, like it was a lonely time for me. All I wanted was a wife. All I wanted was somebody to love. All I wanted to be, I only wanted to be with my woman, man, that God had for me. Like in a scripture verse that I saw that relates to that is Genesis 2:18. And this verse is what I used to pray over when it comes to my wife. Like, God, this is what I want in a wife. This is who I want to love me. Like, was a job requirement, guys. It was a criteria to love Sean Christopher Jenkins. So what are your criteria? What are your job requirements that you posted for loving you? Right? It's a job requirement. It's a track event, like the high jump. The standards that you have to set. What are your standards? What are your expectations? The people got to clear. This is one of them for me. It's Genesis 2:18. To be prosperous and successful, put this in your on your job requirement list. So Genesis 2:18 reads, the Lord God said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." So it's not good for a person to be alone. I used to cry myself to sleep every single night. And if you're like me, like when I was single, honestly, I hated being single. Being singlehood and singleness was a very hard time for me. And yeah, I really desired marriage and a wife, like, but you can't force that. So many people force it. So many people lower the standard when it comes to loving you. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You only hurt yourself in the end. Keep your standards high, keep your expectations high, and the right person will clear it. That's what Duval told me. That was hope from when I was 18, 19. He told me that. I'm 31 now. I just got married at 31. Like, we just got married, man. So, like, but I've been dating her since 26. So, like, but she's always been around, even in college, even then. So, like, yeah, man, you grow into it, man. You figure it out as you go. So Genesis 2:18, like I was saying, man, like it's a cheat code of life. I'm not done reading it. Like that's one version. So God will make, it's not good for a man to be alone. God will make him a suitable helper. So a helper suitable for him. Another version in NLT, so New Living Translation says, I will make a helper who is just right for him. Another translation says, I will make him a helper fit for him. Ooh, this is good. I will make him a help meet for him in the King James Version, right? What does another version say? In the New King James Version, it says, I will make him a helper comparable to him. It's getting good. Then it says, I will make him a helper, one who balances him, counterpart who is suitable and complementary to him. See, God doesn't do things without purpose. He doesn't do things just from out of nowhere. Like, I feel like everything in life is like a puzzle. Everything comes together, right? Everything flows. Like, that's how perfect God made life. That's the God we serve. Like, everything is fit where it's needed to fit. And like when it comes to your wife, your spouse, your husband, like this person is gonna fit with you. They don't just meet the job requirements, guys. They don't just meet the criteria of loving you. They're not just another person in a relationship with you. Like, no, this person literally is complementary to you. This person is suitable for you. This person is a counterpart to you. Like we call it soulmate, right? That's the term we use when we're looking for the one, right? So this person is comparable. That part is so powerful, man. A helper comparable to him. Like when it comes to my wife, like, see, I knew it then, but I really know it now. Like my wife is like, it's like night and day. It's like daytime and nighttime. It's like the sun and the moon. Like they both go together. I don't know much about the moon. I need to study it. So next time I do stuff like this, I can break it down. But like the sun does so much and the moon does so much. It does just as much as the sun. They're both important to all creation. I think the moon like dictates the flow of the ocean and moves the ocean tides and stuff like that. Like the moon does stuff too. They both have roles, right? And so like when it comes to me and my wife, like it's like night and day, moon and sun. Like it's like everything flows together. You see what I'm saying? Like we both have roles to do in this life, and it just complements each other. It just goes together. The sun goes with the moon, and the moon goes with the sun. The sun can't live without the moon, and the moon can't live without the sun. And the moon reflects the light of the sun, right? So the moon is the sun, and the sun is the moon, technically. Like at nighttime, the moon is the sun. And in the daytime, the sun is the moon. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, they both go together. You can't have one without the other. They both are on this earth together and flow together. And they both kind of occupy the same space to an extent, right? So, like, when it comes to the person that's for you, that God has, called you to be with, man, they're not just somebody random. They're not just somebody that's just there. It's not just somebody that you just have. Like, no, it's a person that flows with who God calls you to be. It's a person that literally fits the puzzle piece of your life. It's a person that literally fits in to the mold of who you are, right? You see what I'm saying? Like they're a representation of you. Like they're a display of you. Like it's literally you. Like what's so powerful about the Bible? Like God said he's not. This was in Genesis 2. It'd be different if it was Revelations or something. Like this was in Genesis 2. Like it's argued that the first creation story is Genesis 1, and then Genesis 2 is the second creation story. So this is the creation story. This is when God made man a helpmate, made mankind, just man. So a man, person with a penis, made a man a woman. And how did God make a man? He made a man out of his rib. I mean, how did God make a woman? He made a woman from a man's rib, right? So he took something from a man to make a woman. So the person that God has for you is somebody who literally has a piece of you. It's the missing piece of you, right? So whoever God calls you to be with has that missing piece to make things in life just make sense. Ooh, whoever God called you to be with, they have that missing piece that you've been missing in all of your life that just completes your life. You see what I'm saying? Like it literally makes life better because like I can imagine how painful that would have been to lose your rib, right? To lose a rib, to have something missing, but then to gain it back, ooh, that feels good, right? That's where it should have been to begin with. Like it feels good. Like I'm gonna do a lot more videos on Genesis 2:18. I just got a lot to say on that. But like with Genesis 2:18, man, like yeah, man, this is how you know who you're called to be with. So how to know if they are the one, man, they're the missing piece. Ooh, that's what Duval said to me too. I think it was the same day. He was saying there's only one winner, just like in the high jump. So whoever's called to love you, Sean, they're going to beat out all the competition. Then he said he said, he'll always say this. It's not just a one-time thing. He said he'll call like our spouses, our future spouses, because we weren't married at the time. We didn't know who our wives would be. But he will always call our future spouses our missing puzzle pieces. Ooh, our puzzle pieces, guys. Like our P2s, because two P's, puzzle pieces. Ooh. So like our missing puzzle pieces. That's our spouses, right? So my wife is my missing puzzle piece, but now she's my puzzle piece, right? Because she's with me, right? I was missing her, so it's not good for a man to be alone. I will make him a perfect helpmate to help him in life. Somebody comparable to him, somebody who will help meet his needs, somebody who's a helper fit for him, fit just for him. That's what the Wonder Version says. It says, I will make a helper who is just right for him. In a New Living Translation, not everybody's fit to love Sean Christopher Jenkins. Not every woman can love Sean Christopher Jenkins. Not every woman wants to love Sean Christopher Jenkins. Not every woman will stay with Sean Christopher Jenkins when times gets hard and when Sean's just hard to love and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Maya is perfect for that assignment. She is fit for that assignment. She is just right for that assignment. Like, I don't have to be alone no more because my woman knows her assignment and her place and her role. Same thing for me with her. So like that's how you know you're with the right person. Everything just flows. You don't gotta force it. You don't gotta ask this person to do this. Can you please do this? Can you please do this? You don't have to ask. They just do it. They know what's missing and they meet the need. They're a perfect helper. They're a helpmate. You need help in this life. You can't live this life alone. God made a community, He made life a community. And we all need each other, and everybody has a role to play, but there's no greater role, honestly, than your spouse's role. Honestly. Like they have the highest and hardest role of loving you on both fronts. So yeah, that's how you know you're with the right person, man. Like it's their event. It's what they're called to do, their purpose to do. They know they want to do it. Like it's everything just comes together. So like that's how it was for me with the high jump. Like every other event for track was just like honestly, it was very stressful. Like cause like I wasn't good at it. But with the high jump, I don't gotta think about it. I don't gotta make it difficult and hard. Like even if I face something hard, I remember one time when I came in. I told you guys I came in second place my freshman year in the Ohio Valley Championship in all our conference, right? So like I twisted my ankle right before I cleared 6'6". I still remember, like I hurt my ankle and like I couldn't jump. It was my jumping foot too. It wasn't even my bad leg. It wasn't even my bad leg. It would be different with my bad leg. I would have been fine. But it was my jumping leg. That was the first time ever in an event where I twisted my ankle. That was my jumping leg from jumping. It was crazy. And so like, but thankfully I barely twisted it because I think I had ankle braces on. I always wore ankle braces. So yeah, so I barely twisted, but it still hurt. And like I couldn't jump as high as I wanted to. But man, I just prayed, man. And that's when I had my red high jump shoes. I mean, it was so cool. So our outfits were blue, as you can see, for Tennessee State University, right? All right, so oh, that was actually the Ohio Valley Championship. Yeah. So our outfits were blue, like you can see right here, for Tennessee State University. But I had my red high jump shoes on. All right. I guess I did it that day. That's why I twisted my ankle. Now I remember. That's actually the event, guys. Like when I came in second place in the Ohio Valley Championship, this was me. This was the photo right here. Like this was actually on TSU's site when I did it. Like I still remember. Yeah, this is where I got the photo from. So like, yeah, they put me in the newspaper actually. So yeah, I twisted my ankle because I had the wrong shoes on, and that's when I bought high jump shoes after this event. So after this our indoor championship, and we were going to outdoor championship, I got high jump shoes. But yeah, I twisted my ankle, and I was praying to God, man, like to help me to clear 6'6". Like I never cleared 6'6" before, like for real, over a real bar in a track meet. And I was just praying, asking God to give me strength, man. I prayed a lot, like right before I jumped over 6'6". Took me 3 attempts to get it too. Like, well, yeah, it took me 3 tries. So I missed it on my 2 attempts, but I got it that 3rd try. And so, yeah, so I came in second place during the championship, man. And I still remember it like yesterday, man. Like it was crazy, man. So twisting my ankle, I didn't think I could jump, man. I was doubting, but man, I just prayed and prayed for God to give me strength. I said, God, like please, every step I take close to the high jump bar, like give me more strength, give me more hope, and give me more faith. Like help every single step I take closer to the high jump bar, God, like give me the power I need to jump over the bar. Like I don't have it right now all the way back here. But when I get closer and closer to that bar, closer to that height, help me to clear it. See, that's marriage, man. See, that's what I learned in the high jump, man. Like I made track into my arena, like my sanctuary. Because again, I think you guys get it, but I hate it. I hate running. Like I don't like running. It's surprising how much I run now. But like I hate running. It's not something I enjoy. And so, but with the high jump, I loved it. So I'll do anything to do the high jump. So I'll even do what I hate in order to do what I love. You see what I'm saying? So like, yeah, with the high jump, man, like, yeah, man, like, that's life, man. Like going back to, I twisted my ankle and I was praying for God to just give me what I needed in order to jump over the bar. It's the same thing in a marriage and relationship, man. Sometimes it's gonna get hard. Sometimes in life's gonna get hard loving that person, but like you'll do what it takes to clear that bar, the height that they set. It may be a whole different standard than what you had to clear before. Like, man, this is a different criteria than what you gave me when you first told me to love you and be with you. But like you'll do what it takes to still do it because you love that person. And you'll pray your way through it. You'll ask God to help you to meet that demand. Like, because when God's in a relationship, what God has brought together, no man can tear away. No circumstance, no devil, no nothing can, turn it asunder and all those things, what they say during a marriage ceremony. So guys, like when it comes to loving you and being with you, man, like It's a three-core relationship: God, you, and the other person. And when God's in it, it's, man, the impossible can happen all the time, man. Your standards and needs can be met all the time if you just allow God in, right? So yeah, that's today's video, man. How to know if they are the one. How to know if they are the one. I tied in Genesis 2:18 with that. I need to do other videos on Genesis 2:18, really break that down. That's actually one of my life verses, right? So I pray you enjoyed that. So yeah, I got way more for you with that, but yeah, let me go ahead and end the video. Cause I got to go to Bowling Green, Kentucky for some church stuff that I don't want to go to, but whatever. All right, so you guys know the drill. You go my social media platforms. My YouTube channel and podcast is Uplift past Crossroads. My Facebook and LinkedIn, Sean Christopher Jenkins. So SCAN, Sean Christopher Jenkins. My X, Twitter, right? Snap, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Trouble Don't Last. My other Instagram page, my _Daniel Bio. My Tumblr page, Trouble Don't Last #1. And yeah, when you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, make sure to click the bell so you're notified anytime I upload another video, right? So you're clicking the bell to be notified, turn on post notifications. Then also, this is my 474th video, right? So I got a lot more videos for you guys to watch, man. Please watch all of them. When you watch them, like the videos, because after you like the video, you're telling YouTube or any platform where you like videos that you want to see more videos like that. You enjoy videos like that. You want to see videos from this person, more videos from this person that you like the video from, or more videos like the video you watched, right? So it really helps you out, and it helps the pages out that you're liking videos on. So make sure to do that on my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads. Then also, if you enjoyed this story time, just talking about a story from my past or like folk tales and stuff like that, I got way more videos on that. So check out this playlist for more on that on my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads. I gave some relationship advice, so if you enjoyed that, check out this playlist as well. You know, for more relationship advice, dating advice is another playlist I got, and then marriage advice is another one. So yeah, I got another playlist on Genesis too, so check out that playlist as well. But yeah, that's the video, guys. And my wife commented again, man. What she said? She said, "You cleared every high with ease." Hey, she said I cleared every height with ease, man. She did too. That's my baby. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later, man. You guys have a good one. Got a lot of stuff to do now. Y'all pray for me, man. All right. Talk to you later, man. Peace out.